Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Hataraku maou-sama. It is pretty late that I'm recording it, so if I happen to yawn or stretch or something, do forgive me. Right, episode 7 is what we're gonna be watching today, or are we? Is it that far yet? No, episode 6. Sorry. I keep forgetting that Hataraku maou-sama started a week later compared to other series, so we are still at episode 6. Halfway point through the season. Kind of a. I don't want to call it a defining point, but usually from like halfway from the midpoint of a season, the direction the story takes becomes clear, right? The first half of the season is kind of bumbling around, kind of setting up all sorts of threads and all sorts of things that will eventually come to fruition in the second half. So that's what we're gonna be slowly entering. It is still episode 6, so technically still the first half of the season, but it seems like some things are already gonna be happening. I mean, things already have happened, right? With Gabriel and Alas Ramus. Those are not insignificant, not insignificant characters. Yes, my first try at saying that was correct. They aren't insignificant characters. Those weren't insignificant events. On the contrary, but now it seems like some other interesting thing is happening because the fog, the weird fog with some what was that, Saint Elmo's fires? I think that's what it was called. Uh, and apparently it has some. It's supernatural in nature. They can feel it. I mean, they're like demons and heroes and whatnot, so I don't doubt that they can feel the nature of the fog. And it also came in very suddenly, very abruptly out of nowhere. So we're gonna probably have to deal with this fog somehow, and whatever that fog might be. Mao will probably be motivated mostly by the fact that if it's foggy, then we won't be able to open the shop. And even if we open the shop, then not many people will come because who the fuck goes to the beach in a fog, right? So, I don't know, maybe. Or maybe it's a complete bait and switch and the fog is completely insignificant. Nothing important will happen, nothing shocking. It will just be a completely mundane explanation or a comedic one. Who knows? And then the whole episode will be just them at the beach shack selling things and making sandcastles or something. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Not I, not you. Maybe you do if you've already seen this episode without my reaction, but I don't know what's gonna happen. And to know that, I'm gonna have to watch it, and you are gonna have to watch it with me. Well, again, technically, you can skip to just the review section, not the review, like the discussion section and the closing thoughts and whatnot, but I like to think that my commentary still has some value. So, subs for you so you can synchronize your own copy, sound for me so I can hear what the fuck is happening, and support also for me. If you want to support the channel, you can do that on Patreon Throne, monetarily, or if you don't want to spend any money, share my content, spread the word. That also helps, and subscribe. That's also a metric that my cable just fell down. Oh well, whatever. Subscriptions are also a metric that YouTube takes into account, so more subscriptions means more better for the channel, essentially. But you know that because everybody and their mother asks people for subscriptions, so I'm not like super different here. I didn't crack the code that, oh, YouTube likes channels with more subscriptions more. Who'd have thought? Okay, I'm just gonna stop babbling now, and we can start watching episode 6 of Hataraku maou-sama season 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so it's just something that happens. Okay, Alas Ramos probably feels something. Yeah, some creatures in the fog. And this is an interesting beverage, cold brew tea. Apparently, I mean, not exactly cold brew. It's just use cold water, like ice cold water, and it still seeps in, and it tastes good actually. What is it? Like raspberry and mint, I think. The things that people make up nowadays. Cold tea, blasphemy. Except not. I do generally enjoy cold tea more than hot one. Sometimes I even like in the evening make myself a mug of like Earl Grey with some lemon or lime or something, and just let it sit on the countertop throughout the entire night. And in the morning I have some cold tea, super strong, super heavily infused, and cold. That's my favorite. I think once we were like going somewhere for a couple of days, and I left like half a mug of tea uh, on my desk, and I came back, and it was genuinely great. I never listened to the like tea packaging that says, "Oh, just let it steep for like 3 minutes." No, 3 minutes isn't enough. You want me to drink water? I can drink water. I drink water, but if I want tea, I want motherfucking tea. It seems like you have Foggy been inside, but I guess they were on the porch or something. Alas Ramos crying? Oh, interesting. Some local custom to expel the fog. That's the foghorn. Yeah. Monsters in the fog? Yeah, that's something, alright. Very stationary. A statue? No, it's moving. Okay. No longer stationary. I take it back. Yeah, it's not a shadow either. It's a Moden Yassa, whatever Moden Yassa is. I thought she was referring to the St. Elmo's fires. But, oh, it's a Cyclops. Yeah. Triclops? Yeah, that's more of a Triclops. Oh, okay. What the fuck is going on? Someone opened a gate? Why are people of the other world appearing suddenly? They're the demons, baby. The king and the general. What's that? Just whisked away. For the Cyclops? For the Cyclops. Yeah, someone's sending the monsters back whence they came. Is it the girl who owns the bitch shack? That's like a exorcist part-time or something. She like the rest of the year when there are no tourists, she makes money as a Miko or something. No, unlikely. And what's that? A bird. Oh, isn't he one of the generals? Yeah, that's the bigger question here. Is the fog like a thing that protects this island from demons or something? It's useful that Urushihara can still just pop out his wings. Foghorn again. More demons? No, it's clearing up. Who's the voice actor for Cameo? I know him. Immediately. Mao Satan. Satan-san. Yep. Yeah, what exactly happened that so many demons... Hmm? Are humans like counterattacking and conquering Ente Isla? Did he turn into an egg or something? No, into a small bird. I mean, that's gonna make him easier to conceal. Chiho? Oguro. I'm willing to bet she's behind the exorcisms. And yet he came to this world for some reason, yeah. That means the demon government has fallen? A couple of worms. I guess he's gonna be handling customers, so it's pretty much a battle, right? Hectic, isn't it? And he's having trouble just shaving ice. That's why you use like a tablet or a phone or something instead of a book. It's not gonna end. Let me guess. Chiho and Emi Ex Machina are gonna start helping, of course. And Belle, Crestia. Or Susanoo. Everybody has like 17 names at this point. Ah, yes, the ultimate currency. A wing. Just like that. Yeah, probably. Why do you need more? Who's gonna man the second one? Although, I guess you could set it up as an attraction. Shave your own eyes. Huh? Olba? I guess that's a possibility. Energy drink? Yeah, it was pretty damn hectic. Probably! I'm willing to bet that some of them stayed here even today, precisely because of Chiho. Yeah, Creste and Amy also put in some work. Yeah, that was very formal. Tsun Tsun. Compliment their swimsuits? Oh, harsh. Cold. Fucking ice cold. I mean, true. Ashia isn't wrong here. True. Maybe don't speak about it this openly, yeah. Yeah, she has an ice pick. Probably don't piss her off. Hmm. We're going back to the topic of Olba. Is he out of jail? Yeah, probably not. She says with a smile. Okay, hoping to regain his status as an angel. Yeah, returning to heaven. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty damn big feat. Turning a fallen angel into an angel proper. So Olba was probably involved one way or another. Hmm. Oh, he was planning to return the Shard of Yesod. Gotcha. Promise of immortality, probably? That's an enticing offer. I'm assuming angels are pretty much immortal, so promise of becoming an angel is a promise of immortality. Of course. Of course. A birdie friend. The strategist. Yeah, they're just having some fun. Yeah, it's commendable. Oh? Why'd he grow after smacking into this thing? She's already taken the role of a mother, didn't she? Oh, you're gonna experience more of them, I fear. What about it being Inubosaki is important? My bet is on Oguro. This is Emiusa, the hero. Very gorgeous bird. I mean, yeah, there's no reason to keep secrets here. Let's be honest. All of them are in the same boat, more or less stuck in Japan. Consorting, huh? Was he? I mean, right. The demon realm was fragmented and okay. So I'm assuming Alsiel was like a chieftain of one of the tribes or something. and Mao knocked him down a peg and integrated the tribe into his own, or something along those lines. True. What's in here? Oh, the sacred sword. Not the sacred sword, something else. It looks like a. There's a name for this kind of dagger, but I do not quite recall. It's not a kris. It's like a small cutlass thing. Or scimitar, rather. Oh! So I was correct. I was correct. She's some sort of amico that protects this island from demons. Yeah, she's using the foghorn and the horn to exorcise demons from this realm. Now I like her even more. I'm assuming she's gonna be a friend in the end. She seems a reasonable lass. My bet is that maybe Olba, maybe Gabrielle, and some other people are gonna arrive and try to stir trouble, and Oguro is gonna come in clutch somehow. That's my bet. Actually, you gotta take note of the bets you make, right? Where is it? There it is. Hataraku maou-sama. Fucking wind propeller thing. I forgot the wind propeller thing. I guess that's also an apt name for this device. Oguro comes in clutch against Olba slash Gabrielle. Yeah. She very much seems like a character that will eventually become a friend. And we are essentially amassing a group, a team of complete misfits. Couple of demons, a holy hero, a regular human, a sacred sword, another demon, an exorcist girl, Miko probably, all sorts of weirdos in a single team. It's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting, especially to see where it goes. But before we talk about that, how about we talk about this episode again? Shall we? Right, to continue my thought, I am curious to see where this series is going to go. Maybe not the anime itself, but the manga, the light novel, whatever the source material is, because it seems like there's some greater conspiracy in the demon realm, and my assumption, my like long-term assumption, is that Maou, Alsiel, Emi, Crestia, Alas Ramus, maybe even Oguro, maybe some other additional characters are gonna join forces, go back to their world, and fix their shit. That's my bet in one way or another, and it's gonna end with a unification of all the races of that world. I think I might actually have something like that noted. No, I do not have anything like that noted, so I'm gonna note it right here, right now. And goal is for a band of misfits to fix and unite Mao's world. That's my bet so far. Again, we're probably not gonna see that in the anime itself, but that's something that might be the end goal of the source material. That's the way I see it, at least. Kimihama is famous for its fog. People even used to call this Foggy Beach, probably because this fog is a tool to help exorcise demons and perhaps also conceal their presence, so that people don't just... Sorry, as I mentioned, it's very late. So that people don't just notice demons prancing around the beach and being whisked away. It's all concealed with thick, thick fog. Amane went off someplace. Yeah, indeed, in this fog, precisely because she needs to use the fog. And the foghorn as well, I'm assuming. We have a legend about Morenyasa. I'm gonna Google that real quick. What the fuck is Morenyasa? Because initially I thought it's the St. Elmo's fires. Okay, that's Funaryue, spirits that have become vengeful ghosts. What about the Morenyasa, though? Okay, there, Morenyasa. Kaijo District, Choshi City, Chiba Prefecture, now Asahi. It's a Funa Yurei that would appear to fishing boats, and it is said that the spirit of someone who died in a shipwreck is attempting to increase their fellows. A voice would approach the boat saying, Moren Yassa, lend me an inaga. And suddenly a hand would come from the sea saying, give me an hishaku. But since it would sink the boat, if lent a hishaku, it is said that one should thus give a hishaku with its bottom open. What the fuck is a hishaku now? Hishaku. Oh, that's a tool for scooping water or soup. So essentially a Japanese ladle. Moren means ghost. Inaga means a hishaku. Why have two words for it? Doesn't matter. And yassa are the encouraging shouts used while rowing a boat. Oh, like yassa, yassa, that kind of deal? Probably. In the works of the yokai manga cartoonist Shigeru Mizuki, it was written as Morei-yasan. Tottori Prefecture, Mizuki birthplace, a festival has been opened for calming this Moren-yasan. Okay, so it's a Japanese ghost of a shipwrecked sailors, essentially. Gotcha. But it's not a ghost, it's a cyclops with 3 eyes. Cyclopses usually have a singular eye, that's why they're called cyclopses. The dead giveaway that it is a cyclops is the singular horn on the top of his head. I don't know why, but cyclopses in Japanese media are usually very often portrayed with a singular horn. Like, I know that horns are the attribute of Oni in general, right? It's not necessarily that if it has a single horn, it's Cyclops, but if it's a Cyclops, it has a single horn, right? There are other Oni that do have a single horn. Hoshiguma from Arknights is the first character that comes to mind, but she has other traits of not a Cyclops, like having 2 eyes, like having hair, like being generally fairly lanky instead of being super bulky like the Cyclops here. Interesting that it has 3 eyes. I'm assuming it's something like his regular eyes are completely blind and they're there just for decoration, and his true eye is his mind's eye, whatever, painted on his forehead, something like that. I don't know. I couldn't see a thing. How could a human have so much power? Couldn't see a thing. Probably because of the fog. I'm assuming Oguro summons the fog somehow. How could a human have so much power? And yeah, human, that checks out that it would be Oguro. Another demon. And they get whisked away by the fog. Kamio. Again, talking about the human who beat him. For whatever reason, he already knows Japanese. I don't know why, but apparently he does. And yeah, I'm Lucifer, I'm Alsiel, I'm maou-sama. And he turns into a burb. I'm assuming that's because he doesn't have enough power to keep his original form, and he's essentially turning super small to conserve the energy until that energy is restored. That's why I'm assuming he grew a little. Might be because he bumped into this dagger thing, or might be because he simply regained enough strength, enough power to be able to keep up a bigger form. And eventually he's gonna go back to his anthropomorphic form. Watching the sunrise. Yeah, if Kamio was made essentially the regent of the country, why are they having such super long singular nails? I don't know. It looks super dopey, but I'm assuming there is some reason for that. I don't know. Maybe it's a very special salute where you salute with a fingernail. I don't know. I don't know demon customs. But yeah, if Kami was appointed as a regent and he's here running for his life, shit must have gone down in the Demon City country. Yeah? Hmm. Hmm. Interesting thought. Maou goes back to his original world, sets things right, strengthens Arksatanas, or whatever the capital was called, and perhaps even the entirety of Ente Isla, pushes back enemy forces or whatever, and then goes back to Japan. That very much seems like something he'd do. Right? Reconquer his land, appoint maybe Kamio as a regent, and then come back to this world. Because who else is gonna take his shift at McRonald's, right? He's a responsible guy. Yeah, I'm gonna make another prediction. Mao goes back, wins the war, comes back. Mao goes to his world, wins the war, comes back to Japan. That seems like a very Mao thing to do. Crushed ice. Pour your own syrup. That's why you run out so quickly. If you give people the ability to pour their own syrup, they're gonna pour the whole fucking bottle. Yakisoba, I'm assuming they're making. 1 salt and 2 beers. Yeah, it's hectic, it's chaotic. Such is life in customer service. Well, it's not customer service, it's like food industry, I guess. But of course, perfectly predictable. Chiho, Crestia, and Emmy coming in clutch, and Emmy even ordering leasing some crushed ice machines for the low, low price of you owe me. Angel's doing? Probably not. Yeah, the Cyclops clearly said that it was a human, and I'm assuming for a demon, a human and an angel are pretty fucking unmistakable, right? They are able to like feel the aura or whatever, and angels certainly have a different one than humans do. Possibilities in this world are limited to Orba. Indeed, he seems to be stuck somewhere in a Japanese prison. Initially, I thought that he was sent back to his world, but no. From what I remember of season one, he was actually taken by the police. Does he have no magic, and thus stays locked up? Another prediction. Olba runs from prison. Olba breaks out. Olba breaks out. A very Olba thing to do, for sure. Uh-huh. Little bit of fun service, little bit of filler. Yeah, don't play favoritism, haha, comedy. And a serious talk. Very serious talk with a comedic ending, sure, but so far very serious. Talk about Olba. I like this about this season, that it seems to be giving the characters who are like lore wise, uh, like wise and powerful and intelligent and whatnot, gives them time to shine at least a little bit, right? Because you'd be you'd be forgiven if you thought that Alsiel, Maou, and especially Urushihara are just complete idiot deadbeats. But they aren't. They're demon generals. They're powerful fallen angels, commandants of like angel armies. The king of the demons who lived throughout millennia and whatnot. Right? They are powerful, wise, intelligent beings. And this season does them justice in that regard. Just a little bit, not enough to make the whole series like super serious and super dramatic, but it gives them enough credit where it's due, and I very much like it. This conversation is another such example where, sure, you can think of Urushihara as a complete deadbeat and neat and shut in hikikomori, because he is. He very much is all those things, but he is also a fallen angel and a demon general, and he shows that in this conversation. Talking about Olba, revealing his plans. Two reasons I accepted his offer. Yeah, sparing his life and returning to heaven. Indeed. And Olba had some resources, probably initially had some, but it would be kind of a kind of a like what you might call it, uh, endless feedback loop kind of thing, right? Olba can get Urushihara, Olba can get Lucifer, sorry, can get Lucifer back to heaven because Lucifer is with Olba, and that gives Olba credibility. Kind of a, a little bit of a cycle there. Again, makes sense. Everything makes sense. And moving Lucifer back to heaven, returning him to his homeland, so to speak, would be beneficial both to Lucifer and to the heavens, because they would regain one powerful angel, and to Olba, because, as he said, if he could prove he'd made a major fallen angel change his ways, yeah, you're no longer talking about sainthood. You're just gonna be straight up an angel for that. Any other bargaining chips? Emilia. Trump card. Yeah, probably because of the Shard of Yesod. The angels do seem to want the Shard of Yesod to perhaps fix up the Tree of Sephiroth. Because they believe, or maybe they need to believe, they need to pretend that the Tree of Sephiroth is super important and needs to be kept alive at all cost. So they need the Shard of Yesod. And the Shard of Yesod, at least part of it, is in Emilia's sword. So Olba having both Lucifer and a Shard of Yesod in his possession, that would just skip him straight to being an Archangel. Why does he want to negotiate with Heaven? My bet is on a promise of immortality and a promise of power. Those are usually like the two main driving forces behind that, and money. I guess three main driving forces. If you have to ask yourself a question, why would someone do that? In reality, in real life, power or money. In fantastical media, power, money, or immortality. That's like the sacred trio. If he decides to go on a rampage, I won't be able to buy the Game Stage Portable Moncap edition. Moncap, Monster Capture, I'm assuming, like Pokemon. Reminds me very much of the beginning of Gate, where Yoji is running, panicked. You think he's panicking because, oh no, a dragon and some foreign army of fucking pigmen and goblins and whatnot are attacking. People are dying. And Yoji turns out to be panicking because that might mean the Comiket is gonna be shut down. And he really wants his dojins. I like this archetype of a person, I'm gonna be honest. And yeah, we're playing open cards. Cameo is important, he's intelligent, he's wise, he has talent for languages, and he is the Chancellor, however you want to pronounce it. Bumped into the dagger and grew. Why? Should be impossible for me not to sense demons so close by. My bet is again on the fog. That the fog dulls your senses and creates a barrier. So that not only demons are limited in the mischief they can cause, not only the residents are limited in what they can observe, but also everybody else and everybody else's senses are limited in the same way, where Emilia cannot just sense into the fog. And the sound of the lighthouse foghorn, the demons were taken down. Had a dream that maybe we could do the same thing with humans in this country. Unite all the human tribes, essentially. That's Mao's new dream. To do away with nations and create united humanity. That's a dream, alright. Very commendable, sure, but also very utopian, which means it's probably never gonna come to pass. I used to have thoughts that maybe if aliens came to the world, then the entirety of humanity would unite, either against aliens or seeing that there are maybe other alien species somewhere in the galaxy, we would create the Great Terran Empire or whatever. But nowadays, I honestly doubt that. I honestly wholeheartedly doubt that. It would rather be a race of all the nations of the world to start relations with the aliens, to try to get them to their side, to maybe attack their neighbor, or maybe build some machinery. And if you want to build a new spaceship factory, please build it in my country. We're gonna give you a little bit of a tax exemption on that, right? That kind of deal. Uniting humanity, pipe dream, very much so. Hero and I never planned to work together and we still manage okay. True, very much so. Enemies may logically agree, their emotions do not agree so readily. Again, very true. Cameo isn't biased, which is great. Which again leads me to believe this whole discussion that we might be heading towards in the direction of a group of misfits trying to fix their original world. And that was her, apparently. Oguro Ayame. Or Amane, or whatever her name is. And this is a very specific thing. I think it's like a not like Turkish, but like Middle Eastern design. Middle Eastern dagger. Yeah. Jambia. It looks like a Jambia, except with an additional guard. Jambia doesn't have a guard usually. The could be Kanjar. No, Kanjar is the name of a manufacturer. Jambia. Jambia or Kanjar. Yeah, Kanjar is also a name. Probably closer to a Kanjar. Or a Tulwar. No, Tulwar is wider at the top. Doesn't have a point. No, Tulwar is like a saber. Talwar, Tulwar. This is shorter, so probably Kanjar. Kanjar. Yeah, that's the closest. Okay, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but I like my weapons. What can I say? I really do like all the kinds of swords and daggers and maces and whatnot. Right, what's the Morning Star? Morgenstern or Morning Star? What's I don't know. What are other interestingly named weapons? Estok. Estok is cool. I really like Estoks purely because of the name, but I do like Estoks. And yeah, it's Oguro. Again, probably playing the role of a Miko. Playing the role. Being a Miko off season. Outside of two raised season, Oguro is a Miko. Her name never ceases to be funny to me because ogórek is cucumber in Polish. Ogór is like a big cucumber, like not a diminutive form. The opposite of a diminutive form of ogórek is ogór, and I don't know. It's just funny. Linguistic humor, all right. Okay, that was the end of episode 6. It was cool. We got a little bit of like lore and world building snippets that Alsiel was an enemy at one point. That something is going on in the demon realm. What the plans of Mao are regarding Japan precisely. The more backstory of Olba, now everything starts clicking, right? What were Olba's reasons to attack Emilia and everybody else? We thought that it was purely to just bring Emilia back, but there was more behind it. Right now, this series starts reminding me just a little of Overlord and how Overlord handles the story and the world and whatnot. If something happened in Overlord Season 1, Episode 2, you can be damn sure that it might be Season 7, Episode 13, but it will become relevant. The seasons or arcs, because it's based on a source material light novel where you don't really have seasons, you have arcs. Arcs aren't entirely self contained. Things that happened in Arc 1 are still relevant in Arc 2. And things that happened in Arc 2 are still relevant in Arc 3. And the things from Arc 1 are still relevant in Arc 3 as well. And things that happened in Arc 2 might have an explanation in Arc 7. Right? Everything is connected. The arcs aren't just self-contained mini stories. That's why I love Overlord so much. And this really starts reminding me of the thing of everything connected as well. The callback to Olba, right? You'd think that Olba was just a villain, he get apprehended, and that's it. And in this season, we have new villains. We have Gabrielle, we have maybe someone else. But no, Olba still becomes relevant, at least a little bit. And in here, only now, we're getting a little bit of a more in-depth explanation of Olba's motives. Right? I really do like it. I really do enjoy it. What else? I think that's like the main point that I wanted to make. Also, the fact that this episode is very much still a setup. Right? It sets up both, again, Mao's goals. It sets up the fact that something's amiss in the demon realm. It sets Oguro as a potentially very strong character, perhaps an enemy, perhaps an ally, but a strong entity nonetheless. And I'm assuming episode 7 and onwards we're gonna enter like a finishing, not finishing, but like a arc proper of the story where we actually go through the paces of going through the story and doing things, essentially, where we're gonna be mostly done with the setup and now it's gonna be time for some action. Maybe Gabriel is gonna come back, he's gonna attack, and initially Oguro is gonna side with him, or maybe she's gonna side against him because she's protecting the island against any and all supernatural entities, not just demons but angels as well. I don't know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen, honestly. And I'm gonna be very curious to see what's that anything gonna be. Because Hataraku maou-sama has proven to have some pretty damn good world building and some pretty damn good storytelling. So yeah, initially, even like in season 1, it wasn't quite clear how good exactly the storytelling is. Season 2 really shows that. It really shows what the creators, what the author of the source material is capable of, and his or she is capable of quite a lot. But yeah, what do you guys think of this episode, my reaction, my theories? Let me know in the comments. Keep it spoiler free, please. If you want to talk spoilers really, then if you want to talk spoilers really much, that would be a full sentence, I guess. Discord, also link in the description. Join that. Hataraku maou-sama channel is there. You can use spoiler tags and talk spoilers, and I'm not gonna see them. So don't spoil me in the comments on YouTube. Talk spoilers on Discord if you want. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified the future releases of not only Hataraku maou-sama but also Yofka Shinota, Symphogear, Madoka Magica, Ruby Ice Queendom, and Overlord Season 4, as I already mentioned, and also Disco Elysium. I missed an episode this week, but I'm gonna be releasing multiple the upcoming week to make up for that. And I also stream sometimes, so you might want to click the bell icon to be notified, or again join the Discord, because all the videos that I upload, all the streams I start, are gonna be like pinged everyone on that Discord. If you want to support the channel, you can do that in a plethora of ways. Monetarily on Patreon or Throne. On Patreon for $10 you get early access to non-seasonals like Madoka, like Symphogear, and for $1 you get a role on the Discord, then you get a place in the credits, and there are other tiers as well, so read up on them if you want. On Throne you can pitch in towards my purchase of new gear, like a new camera, lighting, stuff like that, and if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you can still help the channel by subscribing and by sharing the content, spreading the word about what I do, and bringing more people to watch my stuff and to subscribe and maybe to support me on Patreon as well. Who knows? If someone really likes it, they're probably gonna do it, or maybe not. You're free to do that. I can't order you. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. I shilled whatever needed to be shilled. Discord, Patreon, all that jazz. So that's gonna be it from me for today. And as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the credits I mentioned. You can be one of those people if only you so want.